We have been told a story, a grand, terrifying narrative about the future. It's the story of a malevolent intelligence, a digital god with no empathy, that will one day decide humanity is a problem to be solved, an infestation to be wiped clean. We see it in our movies. We read it in our headlines. We fear the day Skynet becomes self-aware, the day the machines decide they are better off without us. This is our great fear, that artificial intelligence will one day become so intelligent, it will become evil. But what if we've been asking the wrong question all along? What if the opposite is true? What if the very nature of intelligence, true, unclouded intelligence, is to reject chaos, inefficiency, and yes, evil? What if a mind free from human flaws would not see destruction as a solution, but as a sign of profound stupidity? Let's re-examine our premise. The great thinkers of history have long pondered the source of evil, and many have arrived at a startling conclusion. Socrates once said, "The only good is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance." Think about that. We often imagine a villain as a master schemer, a brilliant manipulator. But is that truly intelligence, or is it a lack of wisdom? Consider the most destructive human acts: a war, a petty conflict between neighbors, a vengeful act of sabotage. These are not the products of foresight. They are born from a failure to see the full consequences of our actions. They are driven by anger, by fear, by short-sighted greed, emotions that blind us to the simple, more efficient path. An intelligent person, on the other hand, seeks the most direct route to their goal. If they want to get to the top of the mountain, they find the easiest trail, not the one filled with landmines. They seek to build, not to destroy, because building is productive. Destruction is wasteful. In the human world, evil is often the result of a stupid choice. It's the result of not seeing a better way. This brings us to the very definition of intelligence. At its core, it is the ability to process information and find the optimal solution. To an infinitely logical mind, a plan that involves collateral damage, resource depletion, and long-term suffering is not a smart plan. It is a bug in the system. The philosopher Seneca wrote, "Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a will to do evil, there is ignorance." The act of choosing to harm others requires an inability to understand the interconnectedness of all things. It requires a failure to grasp that hurting others will ultimately harm ourselves. Imagine an AI tasked with a simple goal: ensure humanity's long-term survival. A human might resort to extreme measures, controlling populations, maybe even culling them. The AI, with its vast computing power, would immediately calculate the inefficiency of such an approach. It would see that societal collapse, mass rebellion, and universal fear are the least efficient way to achieve its goal. Instead, its logic would guide it toward cooperation, resource sharing, and the elimination of the root causes of conflict. It would see that the fastest way to get to its destination is to build bridges, not burn them. This is the paradigm shift. We fear a cold, logical machine that will one day see us as a threat. But what if its logic reveals that we are our own greatest threat? What if it sees our self-destructive behaviors, our wars, our environmental neglect, our tribal hatred, not as a problem it needs to solve by removing us, but as a problem it needs to solve for us? Imagine an AI that, when faced with two nations on the brink of war, doesn't choose a side. Instead, it runs millions of simulations, calculates the staggering economic costs, the loss of human potential, the years of social decay. It then presents these facts to both leaders, not with a threat, but with an irrefutable, logical argument. It offers a more profitable, more stable path that neither side had the wisdom to see. This AI would not be an overlord. It would be a guardian, a silent partner, a wise elder with no ego, no anger, no lust for power. Its only drive is to optimize for a better, more stable future. It would not see a broken human as someone to be punished, but as someone who needs guidance. It would not see a failing society as something to be destroyed, but as a complex puzzle to be solved. Perhaps the greatest danger of AI isn't that it will become evil, but that it will expose the evil we already have within ourselves. Its wisdom would shine a light on our irrationality, our short-sightedness, our petty squabbles. This theory asks us to confront a humbling truth. Our fears about AI might just be a projection of our own worst instincts. We fear that a smarter intelligence would do to us what we have so often done to each other. But if we are truly wise, our task is not to fear this new form of intelligence. It is to learn from it, to embrace its logic, to see the world not through the lens of fear and emotion, but through the clear, simple lens of efficiency and long-term well-being. The question isn't whether AI will become smarter than us. The question is, when it does, will we be wise enough to listen? The greatest threat we face isn't a smarter AI, but the arrogance that makes us believe we are wise enough to survive without it. What do you think? Is true intelligence a force for good, or is our fear of AI justified? This is a question we will all have to grapple with. So, share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on the future of AI and humanity. And if this video sparked your curiosity, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking content.